But this bill was unnecessary. Look, I think the federal government should not be involved in marriage. My marriage between my husband is really between me and God, not between me and the government. We can't say the same for the so-called Equality Act, which we all know that's just the Democrats using a play on words. There's nothing about equality in that act. If anything, it's supremacy of gays and lesbians and transvestites.
It's kind of like what we've been seeing on the national news. You know, like when a common athlete decides he feels pretty and wants to be a girl, then he can go and beat girls and win national championships. Mayor Pete was on a 2-month paternity, whatever the heck you want to call it, leave. The guy was gone. Okay. The guy was not working. Because why? He was trying to figure out how to chest feed. Maybe someone should tell him, please, so he can get back to work.
The attacks on the LGBTQ plus community from the conservative base has been brewing for years. It all started with trans people and served as the gateway to open up the floodgates of assault within all phases of the word.
Lauren Boebert's husband whipped out his penis in the middle of a bar to show a 17-year-old his penis tattoo. Lauren Boebert was dating him at the time, and he was at said bar with her stepfather. Is that what masculinity is, Lauren?
Even if they are the most hypocritical, there is no shame in their rhetoric. As we say, sports reflect the times and look no further than the NHL.
The hockey team, the Los Angeles Kings, shared a Facebook post in support of International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia, and Transphobia, saying hate has no place in hockey. And somebody commented and said, sorry, as a Christian, I don't hate them at all. I just can't follow down that road according to Romans chapter 1, verses 26 through 32. So I made a LA Kings Facebook page and responded and said Romans was written in 57 AD, when girls could be married at the age of 12. If you had a baby back then and couldn't afford it, you could just leave it on the street for somebody else to take. Are you aligned with those views as well? And they wrote back and said, I believe in heaven and hell. I believe Jesus rose again, and I follow the laws of my country today. If my country tells me to break my God's laws, please believe when I say I won't follow that law. According to Leviticus 19:19, God's law says not to wear clothing woven from 2 different kinds of material. You'll have to return that 50% cotton, 50% polyester LA King shirt you bought from us.
Comedian Ben Palmer handled the bigotry one way. The league chose a far different, far right-leaning route. They caved. They caved to the Shapiros, the Boeberts, the Crowders, the Carlsons, and the Trumps. After being labeled woke, a term the right wing plasters over everything they don't prefer while continually misusing it for gain, Gary Bettman, commissioner of the NHL, called off the dogs.
Actually, I've suggested that it would be appropriate for clubs not to change their jerseys in warm-ups because it's become a distraction.
When told of the concerns, this came during Pride Month.
All of the efforts and emphasis on the importance of these various causes have been undermined by the distraction in terms of which teams, which players. This way, we're keeping the focus on the game.
But wait a minute. This is the same exact organization, all right, that put out stuff like this. The slogan, hockey is for everyone, on their website, on the ice, in stadiums, what have you. They launched the You Can Play initiative in 2013. In 2019, they put out this PSA on YouTube. It formalized and advanced their long-standing commitment to make the NHL the most inclusive professional sports league in the world. You Can Play works to ensure safety and inclusion for all who participate in sports, including LGBTQ athletes, coaches, and fans. You Can Play works to guarantee that athletes are given a fair opportunity to compete, judged by other athletes and fans alike only by what they contribute to the sport or their team's success. You Can Play seeks to challenge the culture of locker rooms and spectator areas by focusing only on an athlete's skills, work ethic, and competitive spirit. Now, Bettman, like a reflection of society, has regressed. At one point, they blamed the safety concerns for Russian players as a reason to start shifting away like the Chicago Blackhawks did this past year. This was found to be a crock, as the league wore jerseys honoring Ukraine after the Russian invasion. Furthermore, Evgeny Malkin, a bona fide Hall of Famer who is from Russia, wore a pride jersey. They also stoked ill-founded fears of we can't disrespect Vladimir Putin, it's gonna hurt the Russian players. Oh no, it was all BS. The Rangers would cancel their Pride Night with a statement pledging inclusion while also backing homophobia from players who cited every reason under the sun while refusing to say the quiet part out loud. They are anti-gay, and we should just respect them for it. Bettman said as much as well. You know what our goals, our values, and our intentions are across the league, whether it's at the league level or at the club level. But we also have to respect individual choices. And part of being diverse and welcoming is understanding those differences. Outsports, as Alex Reimer would write of goalie James Reimer, the Stahl brothers, Ivan Provorov, and whatnot, that they cite their religion when really they're using the Bible as a shield for their bigotry. It's gross, never mind ridiculous. Of all the major men's pro leagues in the U.S., the NHL continues to put the league in reverse on LGBTQ inclusion. It's sad to see, but that's the reality.